Hello friends, and welcome to finally what is my manga collection tour. I think the last time I did this was in 2020 maybe, and I've been putting it off for a while. So finally I'm gonna go through all of my manga, what I have in my collection, and that sort of thing. I think at this point I have 620 manga, somewhere around there. I will put the final count right here. And that includes any duplicates and anything in Japanese or alternate languages. It does not include my manga magazines, which really isn't a large collection anyway. A little bit about my manga collection. I have been reading manga since I was in middle school, so that is early 2000s. Honestly, I didn't have a lot of manga when I was in middle school and high school and into college. And there was a point in time where I thought I was not going to read any manga or watch any anime anymore. Joke's on me, I'm a weeb for life. I gave away a lot of my manga at that point. So there are a few relics in here that are still from my original manga collection, but most of this is stuff I've been collecting since maybe, I don't know, somewhere around 2018, I think is when I started buying more manga again, very slowly, but over the past, I don't know, since about 2019 really, I have really started getting back into reading manga and collecting manga. I do try to read everything that is on my shelves. I'm not one of those people who collects it just for the sake of having it. I collect stuff that I want to read. Whether I have read everything or not is a different question. I have read most of my manga, maybe about 60% of it. I just keep on getting new stuff and I haven't been reading a lot lately. But I do try to read all of my manga, and I try to make monthly wrap-up videos, so I'm always talking about what I'm reading on this channel also. You can definitely stick around for that. As far as the way my manga collection is organized, I just reorganized my manga collection, but there's no real organization thing. Like, some people put it by like publisher and by genre and then by demographic and that sort of thing, and my whole collection is kind of organized by vibes. I do try to keep the same like mangaka together, so all of their series are in the same place. As far as they are on my shelves, there's really no like rhyme or reason to it. I did try to keep like kind of my favorite series together, and there are some that are obviously featured because either I have merch for them, they're my favorites, or I just have a lot of it. There is some sort of semblance, like I kind of have all of my non-shoujo together, I have all of my taller books together, I have kind of all of my Josei in the same sort of area. So there is a little bit of organization, but mostly my organization method is vibes. So I have four places that I have manga. One is behind the camera, and it's really just my Sailor Moon manga because it really doesn't fit anywhere else. But the other places is I have this shelf over here, where 1.5 shelves is filled with like actual like novels, like books. And then the other half of one of them is my manga magazines. And then this whole shelf here is all manga. And then I have my smaller shelf right here, which is also manga and sort of my Cardcaptor Sakura shrine. So let's go ahead and get into what I have in my collection. First up, we're going to go over to the Sailor Moon manga. I have the Sailor Moon Eternal editions. I have all 10 volumes plus the first volume of Sailor V. I'm not going to pull these out because it's behind my desk and they're kind of hard to get at, but I have read all of this except for Sailor V. I do have 2 box sets. I have the Blackbird box set. This is by Kanako Sakurakoji. And then I also have the Ouran High School Host Club box set. These are both recent additions to my collection. Blackbird was out of stock forever. And same with Ouran High School Host Club, so I kind of had to snatch them up for like when they became available. So let's take a look at those. Ouran High School Host Club is 18 volumes and it is in this lovely box set. And it opens up like this. I have not read this yet. I have seen the anime, and I actually watched the anime like fan subbed when it first came out all of those years ago, and I've never read the manga, so I'm really interested in doing that. So I'm not going to pull all of these volumes out, but I'm really excited to read this manga because I hear the manga is much better than the anime. The box set also comes with like an exclusive memo pad that I'm going to try to get out here. So yeah, it comes with a Ouran High School Host Club paper pad, which is great for me who loves stationery and journaling and that sort of thing. And here is the final volume. My other box set is Blackbird by Kanako Sakura Koji. This series I've heard mixed things on, but I'm really interested in reading it. Apparently it's a little bit messy, which is great. I love a messy shoujo manga, but yeah. So this one is also 18 volumes, so I'll open this one up. So this one also came with an exclusive. It came with an exclusive like art book, basically. You know, this sort of thing. I was waiting forever for this to come back in stock, and I'm so glad that it did. I really have been wanting to read this series for a long time. And I could have bought like the individual volumes, but I kind of like the idea of a box set. We don't get many shoujo box sets, so it's nice to buy them when we can. This next shelf here has my manga magazines on it. I'm going to take a few things down on here. So I only have a few of them. I have an issue of Hana to Yume, Margaret, and then I have a bunch of issues of Betsukami. The first three over here, the Hana to Yume and the Margaret, and the first Betsukami, I got when I went to Kinokuniya in November of 2021. The rest of them are for my Betsukami subscription that I get through Kinokuniya. I get this because it has Queen's Quality in it, and I just really like manga magazines, so I wanted to subscribe to one. So having Queen's Quality kind of, you know, makes sense because it's like my favorite manga right now. I have a whole video about manga magazines that you can check out and learn a little bit more about them. The very top shelf on my second bookshelf has my volumes of Shukiyugi. I have all 6 volumes in the Viz Big. Shukiyugi is one of the first manga that I ever read, so having these really nice editions is really, really cool. I also have the collector's editions of Fruits Basket, which I read, I finished it last year, and I absolutely love this series. I never read it as a kid, but I really enjoyed it as an adult, and I'm sad that I didn't read it as a kid. These Shukiyugi versions are absolutely gorgeous, and I'm so glad that we got like really cool big versions of this manga series. The next shelf only has 2 series on it. It has Queen's Quality on the left, and then all of my volumes of Yona of the Dawn on the right. Queen's Quality, I have a few special editions and some special merch. I got this acrylic stand off of Mercari. This came with an issue of Betsukami a few years ago, and this is the cover of volume 13. So I'm just going to move this out of the way for right now. These 2 boxes here are actually some pins and phone straps. So we have like these can badges here. I got these off of Mercari also. I have all 3 volumes of QQ Sweeper, and then I am up to date up to volume 14. I have a few volumes in Japanese. So I have volume 10 in Japanese, which came with the fan book here, featuring our beautiful Kyutaro. I have volume 11 in Japanese also. This one came with a drama CD, which is beautiful. Getting to hear Fumi and Kyutaro's voices is just like a dream come true and the closest thing we'll ever have to an anime. There's one more drama CD that came with a magazine, but I cannot find it, and I really need it in my life. I also have volume 12 in Japanese, and I got this one because it came with a special crossover book from with Queen's Quality and the mangaka's other series, Dengeki Daisy. So this is just like a fun sort of crossover thing. I have not read Dengeki Daisy, so this doesn't bring me a bunch of joy, but I want to, and I'm sure it will at that point also. Queen's Quality has some of like the most beautiful covers. I love this series with my whole heart. Like, look at Kyutaro. He's such a good boy. I love him. The world and the story is great. All of the ladies in this series are like badass. I can't get enough of Queen's Quality, and I need everybody to read it. Then over here I have all of my Yona of the Dawn manga, all 36 volumes. 36 is hiding over here. I really don't know what I'm gonna do with the rest of it when I get more. I don't really have, this is the longest series I own, so it's kind of a predicament on how to store it. Also on here behind this little solar powered cat, I have the Yona of the Dawn fan book, which is just a fun thing to have. It's really cute and you get all this extra Yona of the Dawn stuff. This is actually upside down, so it should be like this. We're gonna actually switch gears and go on to the other side of the shelf, the other shelf. So I have on the left over here, I have Hanakimi, which is some of my original manga. This is one of my favorite manga series. It's probably the first high school shoujo that I fell in love with. I have volumes 1 through 11 of this series. I know they make 3-in-1s of this, but I really want the singles because this is what I read in high school. So it's just like really nostalgic for me to have these singles. So I hope I can find them someday soon. And then on top of everything, you've probably noticed I have all of these beautiful unicornos. I'm in love with unicornos. So on top of Hanakimi, I have these two mermacornos that are really cute, and why they're in the box, I don't know. And also on top of over here, I have these two like Romeo and Juliet wedding unicornos that I find really cute, and someday whenever I get married, I'm going to bully my boyfriend into having me feature these at our wedding, but don't tell him. After Hanakimi, I have my Maki and Joji manga. I have volumes 1 and 2 of SP Baby, and then I also have An Incurable Case of Love. This is probably my first like kind of like spicy Josei manga that I've ever purchased. It's not super spicy, but I really enjoyed this series. I still enjoy it, and I would like to reread it someday, but it's really, really fun. After Maki and Joji, we have Keiko Ishihara, who has written 2 very different series. We have volumes 1 and 2 of The Heiress and the Chauffeur, which is a really cute Taisho era romance. It's only 2 volumes, but I highly recommend it. It's really, really fun. And then I have volumes 1 through 6 of Prince Freya, which is Caught Up. This is completely different than The Heiress and the Chauffeur. This is like a fantasy political action adventure series. It's super, super fun and thrilling. Like if you love twists and turns, Prince Freya is like definitely your series. There is a little bit of room on this shelf because I know Prince Freya is going to have a few more volumes, so we need to leave room for that. I don't want to overflow the shelves too much to organize too much. After that, we have another anime figure, which I'm going to try to not to move because it's very annoying. It falls apart, but it's Luna Maria from Gundam Seed Destiny, and I love Gundam Seed. And don't let anybody tell you that it's terrible because it's a lot of fun. But behind that, we have Waiting for Spring, which is one of my all-time favorite manga. It's such a chill, cute high school romance story that I just can't get enough of it. I'm obsessed with this series. Like, it's really hard to sell people on this series because it's so simple. But I just tell people to read it and find out, and if you like high school romance, you are gonna love this because it's so much fun. There's also a basketball element to it that is really, really great and really thrilling. And we're just gonna move across because this is easiest for my tripod, but this is my first real double stacked shelf. Well, most of what was on this shelf, we have Snow White with the Red Hair. I have all 19 current volumes of Snow White with the Red Hair. This is one of my most favorite series. I also have the fan book, which is another cute, like, kind of extras type of thing. Really, really fun. I love Snow White with the Red Hair. All of the characters are just so much fun. The art is really cute. It's just like a really cute, calming, like low stakes shoujo series. I feel like if you like knights and princes and stuff like that, you'll really like Snow White with the Red Hair. We'll talk about the stuff in the back row, which is all kind of supported by a variety of kind of risers. They're mostly cardboard and nonsense. So behind here, it's a little bit hard to see, so I'm gonna move my unicornos out of the way. So I have all 13 volumes of Aoharu Ride. This is the start of my Iosaki Saka collection. Iosaki Saka, like, very much a drama queen, high school romance writer. I mostly like her stuff. Aoharu Ride kind of falls off in the second half. Strobe Edge is pretty okay, and Love Me Not, the jury's still out because I haven't finished it. I wish I had a better way to just display all these covers because Aoharu Ride actually has some really, really nice covers that I feel like are being wasted in the back. So I wish I had a better way to display these. Then next to that, I have Strobe Edge, and I have not the whole thing. There are several volumes that I'm missing. So we're gonna have to pull some of this off here so we can find out. I have 1 through 5. And then I have volumes 8, 9, and 10. So 6 and 7 are missing. 6 notoriously goes for a lot of money because it's super out of print. But I really want to get it, so I'm on the hunt for it. So if you find Strobe Edge for a decent amount, please let me know. This character is just Ko. Like, her character design really looks kind of the same, but I mean, I feel like I like Strobe Edge a little bit better than I like Aoharu Ride. It's a little bit more difficult situation with the romance. So I have read all the way up until volume 5 of this series, and then I'm just waiting on the rest of it to finish it up. And I have volumes 1 through 3 of Love Me, Love Me Not, which I've read all 3 of these. It's okay. I definitely want to see where it goes. It kind of splits up. There are 2 main couples, so it kind of splits up her drama between 2 couples, which is a little more palatable than like something like Aoharu Ride, where it's just like constant drama with one couple. So this is kind of on the back burner. But I do want to finish up this series. I feel like the covers of this are really good. If Iosaki Saka has anything, she has really beautiful covers. And then I have volumes 1 through 8 of Honey So Sweet, which is a super cute shoujo high school romance. It's only 8 volumes, so it's really good for people who just want to get into like shoujo romance series. The characters are so good and so sweet. I really love this manga. It's one of the first ones that I did a video review for, so go check that out. There's a little bit of space back here because I do need to finish Love Me, Love Me Not. My riser situation is weird, and then I have a few extra volumes of Strobe Edge that I need. So I've left room to grow on this shelf. And then we come to the front. So first off, we have my Yoko no Giri series. So I have the 2 omnibuses of That Wolf Boy Is Mine, the 3 volumes of Love and Focus, and then 1 through 6 of Those Not So Sweet Boys, which is her newest series that actually has 1 more volume that's coming out in a few days, actually. But I love Those Not So Sweet Boys. I feel like Yoko no Giri gets better with each and every series. She's one of my favorite mangaka, and I just want her to write a really long series because I just need more of her characters. Those Not So Sweet Boys, like, I'm obsessed with it, and I'm so sad that it's only 7 volumes, but I can't wait to read the next one. After that, I have volumes 1 through 13 of Hatsuharu, which is complete. This is another high school shoujo romance manga, which is my favorite genre of manga. I love high school romance stories. I just love all of the drama. Hatsuharu is a story that is from the guy's perspective, so it has a little bit of a unique premise there. And it just has, like, a really great cast of characters. There are a variety of different couples in here, and they're all super cute, and this manga is hilarious. It made me laugh out loud, so I highly recommend this to really anyone. And I have volumes 1 through 5 and then volume 9 of Sand Chronicles. This is an older shoujo that is super dramatic but so good it makes me cry. The rest of this series is out of print, so I'm definitely looking for the rest of the volumes that I'm missing, and I wish I could find them because I love this series. It's so good. And finally, on this shelf, I have volumes 1 through 4 of Lovesick Ellie, which is a currently running shoujo series from Kodansha. They released this digitally, but they just started printing it, so digital print actually works. But this series is one of my new favorites, about a girl who like writes out her fantasies with this popular boy on Twitter, and they start dating, and it's so cute and speaks to my Twitter obsessed chronically online self. So moving down one more shelf on the other side, we have a lot of shoujo and some non-shoujo, so let's go through this. So first off, we have this little Halloween Pikachu, which is super cute, that I got at the Pokemon Center in New York a few years ago. Super cute, always Halloween around here. I have the omnibus of Paradise Kiss by Ayazawa. I haven't read this yet, but I really want to. It's just a really thick boy, so I need to sit down and just like have a day to spend with this. And I have the box set of A Silent Voice. I saw the movie of this and it made me cry, so definitely something I want to read the manga of. Lots of different trigger warnings for bullying and suicide and stuff like that. Some pretty serious topics, but the story was beautiful, so I definitely want to read the manga. Then I have volumes 1 through 10 of Wild Ones. This is an older Shojo, I finished this recently and it's okay. It's kind of like a high school romance Yakuza type of thing. It suffers a lot of problems that early Shojo does, being really fast-paced and kind of chaotic. I think the thing that saved this was that the characters were really endearing and I really wanted to, like, know what was going to happen to them. And once I read the last volume, you know, I kind of, like, started to cry a little bit. It really shocked me that I was tearing up in the last volume. I just spent so much time with these characters and they really touched my heart. So this was really fun to read. Then I have volumes 1 through 3 of Seiho Boys High School. So this is a shoujo manga that focuses on a boys' high school, like, dormitory type of thing in the middle of the woods, and it's a bunch of boys, hijinks, that sort of thing. I wanted to read more shoujo that was from the male's perspective, so I picked this one up. I haven't read this one yet, but I am excited to. There's a live action drama for this too that I want to check out. Then I have volumes 1 through 11 of Requiem of the Rose King. If you've only seen the anime for this, don't judge the manga by the anime because the manga is incredibly dark and interesting. And just like this artwork is beautiful, and the anime did not just do it justice. Can you tell I'm salty? I love this, like, political thriller, and the main character is really interesting. Richard is intersex, so it adds this kind of interesting twist on this Shakespeare-inspired story. Then I have volumes 1 through 3 of these beautiful hardcover editions of The Rose of Versailles. This is a classic shoujo manga, probably the classic shoujo manga that I cannot wait to read. These editions are absolutely beautiful. They're so expensive, but totally worth it just for these covers because they're beautiful. Next we have another double stacked shelf, which is going to be kind of hard to get to, but we will try. So in the back here, volumes 1 through 6 of Honey Hunt, which a lot of people compare to Skip Beat, and I think I haven't read Skip Beat, but apparently it's like a lesser version of Skip Beat. I got it because all of the, like, actors in it are based off of Johnny's Idols, which is, like, my other favorite thing. It's incomplete. It's never gonna get finished. So I really want to see how it ends because it ends on a cliffhanger, but I still really like this just because of the idol aspect of it. Behind there, I have volumes 1 through 16 complete of The Demon Prince of Momochi House. This one you can kind of compare to Kami-sama Kiss. I haven't read Kami-sama Kiss, but that's what I have heard. Also, this character here, you can definitely see the similarities. It's got kind of the same vibe, but the thing I love about this series is the artwork is absolutely gorgeous, and I feel like it would really benefit from having an anime. Like a really well done anime, this would be gorgeous. I've read this whole series. It's pretty okay. I had a good time with it, but I do have a few issues with it. Then behind there, I have volumes 1 through 4 complete of Millennium Snow by Bisco Hattori. This is the same mangaka as Ouran High School Host Club. The interesting thing about this manga is that it was started before Ouran High School Host Club came out and then finished after Ouran High School Host Club was finished. So you can really see, like, the difference in the artist's storytelling and art style, and it's just a really interesting read to read for that. It's pretty cute vampire manga also. Then behind there, I have most of Library Wars. I am missing volumes 2, 9 and 13, I think. I'm missing 3 volumes. They're out of print and I have them on order on Right Stuff and I haven't gotten them yet. But I love this manga. Super underrated, kind of like romance, military library type of thing. It's crazy, but it's so much fun, and the main couple is amazing. I just removed the rest of the manga here to make my life easier. Then I have 5 volumes in Japanese. This is the sequel to Library Wars. This is Library Wars Bisetsu Hen, something like that. This is only in Japanese, but it's a continuation. It really focuses on Kazuhara and Dojo's relationship. You get to see their wedding. There are a lot of really great romance moments in this, and I want this printed in English so badly, but I don't think Library Wars is popular enough for it too. Next time I go to Kinokuniya, I want to get the rest of this. Then I have 2 volumes of Kenka Banto Otome. This is only 2 volumes. I have read both of these. This is just like a girl masquerading as a guy in a fighting high school. It's based off a video game. I bought it because of this boy, and I love this boy so much. I wish this manga was longer because it was a lot of fun. And then we have the rest of my Yu Watase manga, because it doesn't go up by the large Fushigi volumes, but I have Absolute Boyfriends volume 1 through 6. I have not read this yet, but I really, really want to. A classic robot romance story. I feel like if you like Chobits and you want like a less pervy version of it, this would probably be good. 3 volumes of Ceres the Celestial Legend. I have volumes 1, 2, and 7. I finished the anime for this and it is batshit insane and I cannot wait to read the manga. I want to read this. It's so cool. I need to find more volumes of this. And then I have the volume 1 of Shigyu Bakyo Senkai. So this, or Senki, this is the like 4th Universe of the Four Gods story. This is the only volume in it of it. I think there are a few other chapters, but not enough for a whole volume. But Yu Watase is doesn't have great health, so we don't know when she's gonna finish it. And I have volumes 1 through 12 of Daytime Shooting Star complete. I have finished this manga. I really liked it despite the student-teacher romance aspect of it. The art in this is gorgeous, and I feel like I need to make a video about this because I feel like it does the student-teacher relationship thing like pretty well, and just because I always like to mention this even though it's a spoiler, but she does not end up with the teacher, which I think is a main selling point of this. It's the thing that got me to read this, and I feel like it's the most interesting thing about this manga. I have volumes 1 and 2 of Imakoi, which is a new Shojo beat manga. Volume 1 was great. Volume 2 was not. I really did not like the direction that this went. I think the series is only 4 volumes long, so we'll kind of see how the rest of it goes, but I'm really disappointed in volume 2. Then I have volumes 1 through 6 of The King's Beast. This is by Ray Toma. It's a fantasy kind of romance type of thing. The art in this is gorgeous, and I feel like every volume it just gets better. This one is ongoing. I have read up to volume 5. I finished that last night. But this manga just like I was blown away in volume 5 with the art. It's so pretty. Then I have volumes 1 through 7 and then volume 10 of Honey and Clover. I have the rest of them on like back order on Right Stuff, and I'm just waiting for them to release it to me or for them to print it. But this is a classic kind of shoujo romance. It's about a bunch of kids in art college, so if you're looking for a college romance story, this is really, really great. I love this. You can tell by all of my little tabs how much I absolutely love this series. There's so many good relationships. It does a lot with kind of like art and are you worthy to create the art that you're creating, that sort of thing. It's amazing and I cry every time and I love it, and I need more people to read Honey and Clover so I can get those rest of those volumes. Then I have volumes 1 and 2 of Shortcake Cake. I have read these 2 volumes, but I'm kind of have the series on hold because I wasn't super blown away by it, but I do want to eventually finish it. I have volume 1 of Kimi ni Todoke, and despite this being like my favorite, one of my favorite manga of all time, I only have 1 volume of it. I read it when I was younger, so I don't have the actual volumes of it, but I love this series. Like, if you haven't read Kimi ni Todoke, what are you doing? And this one really needs a box set. Then I have volumes 1 and 2 of Golden Jaspinesque, which is a like Meiji era romance, which is pretty okay. I read the first 2 volumes. I think I ordered the rest of the volumes that are out because I'm interested to see where it goes. But it's a pretty decent historical romance. Then I have 1 volume of Say I Love You. I read this digitally and picked up the physical volume. I really want to collect this series. I love this high school romance series. It has a lot of kind of harder hitting, more serious topics in it than it's a more mature high school romance than a lot of the other stuff. And these are out of order, but I just picked these up today. I picked up volumes 1 and 2 of Nana. I have not read these. I have never read Nana before, but it is a classic, so I felt like should start collecting it, especially since they are reprinting it now. And on this shelf, I have a lot of my taller series and some Josei, that sort of thing. So let's take a look at these. Volumes 1 through 8 of O Maidens in Your Savage Season. This I think is actually a seinen, but I've heard it's really good, kind of coming of age story. So I picked this up. I really want to read this soon. This right here is a Daisuke Richard art book. I love this artist so much. It's so cool. I have volumes 1 through 4 complete of Star-Crossed, which is a body-switching idol manga that I am obsessed with. I love idol manga, and this was so much fun to read. I have volumes 1 through 5 of Perfect World, which I have read all of this series. I need to collect the rest of it, but this is a Josei series, and it's about falling in love with somebody with a disability, and kind of the realities of that, and it's very emotional. I have volumes 1 through 5 of A Sign of Affection. I just picked up volume 5 today, so I have not read it, but I've read the other 4, and I love this series. I mean, everybody knows about A Sign of Affection. It is absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, another series about like falling in love with somebody with a disability. Then I have volumes 1 through 3 of Kiss Me at the Stroke of Midnight. I think I have read only volume 1, but this is another high school romance manga about a girl falling in love with a kind of actor idol type of guy. He is older than her, but I feel like I think I've heard they go past the high school thing really quickly, and they get it's like post high school very quickly, so I don't know, I'm kind of interested in it. I like stuff about actors and idols and stuff like that. And I have volumes 1 through 7 of Something's Wrong with Us by Natsumi Ando. So this is kind of a Josei series about revenge and murder and romance, that sort of thing. It's really good. It's a lot to do with Japanese traditional sweets. Not as spicy as I want it to be, but still pretty good. I have these older volumes of Arisa, which is volumes 1 through 12, which is also by Natsumi Ando. This is a high school kind of like mystery detective sort of manga that I found all at the secondhand store and picked it all up because it looks super cool. I like Natsumi Ando, so I'm really excited to read this one. We have another double stacked shelf. I really hate double stacking my shelves, especially going through this video. This is very difficult. But I really want to arrange these shelves so I don't have to double stack as much, so I need some extra shelves. So let's take a look at what's in here. Hard to see, but in the back, we're actually going to move this over. Alright, so in the back here, I have volumes 1 through 3 of The Gentleman's Alliance Cross by Arina Tanemura. This one is an older shoujo. I've read these 3. It's kind of chaotic, but kind of interesting. A little bit confusing, but I definitely want to read more, so I definitely get to find the rest of it. I have Sakura Hime 1 through 3. These are out of order right now, but this is like a fantasy shoujo series, also by Arina Tanemura. This one looked really cool, so I definitely want to pick this one up soon. And then I have Rasetsu, which is another shoujo fantasy series. So I have 1 through 5, then 8 and 9. I think I just ordered a few more volumes of this that came back in stock, but I'm really interested to read this one. Apparently it's a sequel to Urara, which I haven't read, but apparently you don't need to read the 2 of them in succession to get Rasetsu. Then I have volumes 1 through 4 of Yukari-ism, which is a 4-volume series. I have read this one. It's a really cool romantic time traveling series. It has a lot to do with like reincarnation and then love over time and in different lives and that sort of thing. Really, really cool concept. Then I have Heaven's Will, which is a one-shot. I picked this up at the secondhand store because I was looking for shorter manga. I haven't read it, but apparently it's like a ghost story type of thing. Then I have volumes 1 through 7 of Planet Ladder, which is a kind of tarot card fantasy type of series. So I'm really interested in reading this one. Have not read it, but this is complete. Then I have a few volumes of Girl Got Game, which is a high school romance sports series. So I have volumes 1, 4, 8, and 9. Sometimes with these older series that I've heard good things about, I just kind of pick up whatever is out there and I will search for the rest of it later. So I haven't read this one yet, but I'm excited to find the rest of it. I have a few volumes of Kare Kano, which is another like classic high school romance manga, pretty dramatic series if I can recall. Have not read this, but I have volumes 1, 2, 3, and then 14. I think I have a few more on order too. Yeah, these are in different conditions, different shades. I don't know if they do this on purpose, or this one is just really faded, but you know, we'll see when I get the rest of them. And I have 3 volumes of Honey Blood. This is a vampire romance manga that is okay. So it's volumes 1 and 2 for the main series. Then volume 0 is the original one-shot that the rest of the volumes are based off of, and then extra stories. Just finished this one up, and it's pretty good. It's a little bit weird. There's an age gap in here, but if you like vampire manga, I think this has a good twist on vampire manga. And now we have the front of this row. So I have volumes 1 through 4 of the Apothecary Diaries, which is a seinen based off of a light novel. I actually don't know if I'm going to continue with this series. Like, it's cute and everything, but I was reading volume 4 and I was just like not interested, so it's kind of on the back burner and I don't know if I'm going to keep it or continue collecting it. And I have volumes 1 through 3 of My Love Mix-Up, which is a BL high school romance shoujo series that is all the rage. I watched the live action drama and it was so good. And the manga is really fun too. All of the characters are really cool. And I have volumes 1 through 3 of Cheeky Brat. This is Namai Kizagari, I think it is. This is like a really popular shoujo series. It's like really long. It's like 23 volumes long. So I'm glad that we got another long shoujo licensed. Though it is a little bit frustrating, this kind of like will they won't they dynamic that keeps on going back and forth that I feel like is going to go on for about 20 volumes. But I'm still really enjoying it. Then I have volumes 1 through 6 of Love of Kill. This is a shoujo, I think, and it's kind of about 2 assassins and their relationship. I've read up to volume 3, which ends on a cliffhanger that I really needed to get the rest of them to find out what it is. There's an anime for this, and I stopped watching the anime where that cliffhanger came up because I did not want to spoil the manga. Then I have volumes 1 through 3 of Love and Heart. I know I only have volumes 1 and 2 here, but I don't know where volume 3 is. I think it's under my bed. This is kind of like a revenge, betrayal, kind of messy college romance. It looks a lot more spicy on the cover than it actually is, so it tricked me. But this main guy is not a good person and I really want to find out what happens. Then I have volumes 1 and 2 of The Dragon Knight's Beloved, which I think is based off of a light novel, but this is a romance fantasy thing with dragon knights, dragons, fantasy settings, so you know it's something that I'm wanting more of, so we'll see how it goes. I've read volume 1, which was really good. I just got volume 2, so we'll see how that ends up. Then I have volume 1 of Daily Report about my witch senpai. This is a workplace Josei romance about a girl who is a witch and just a regular guy. They work in an office together. They have a relationship. It's really cute. It was originally 2 volumes, but it just got picked up for more volumes. So that's really exciting because this series is really cute. I love this lizard. We have volumes 1 and 2 of Skip and Loafer, which is a seinen romance, which is getting an anime soon. I've read these 2 volumes and they were pretty good. I want to read the rest of it. And it definitely feels like a shoujo sort of series. This main girl is really funny and I just feel bad for her because she has all these expectations and then she finds new experiences that get rid of those expectations, so it's really fun. I have volumes 1 through 4 of Yakuza Lover, which is a spicy romance. I think it's actually a shoujo. I'm not going to show too many of these covers because they're a little risque. It's wrapped in plastic. Definitely spicy. Pretty good. It's a little bit of kind of like all of the spice, not a lot of the plot. But I hear there's more plot in volume 4. I have volume 1 of Rosenblood, which is a vampire kind of gothic-y romance type of thing. It really feels like an otome game to me, so if you like otome games and you want a manga that looks like an otome game, then this is probably your thing. Then I have the Kageki Shoujo The Curtain Rises, and then the main series of Kageki Shoujo up to volume 4. This is an amazing series. It's about a bunch of girls who do an all-female theater troupe based off of Takarazuka, so you learn a lot about Japanese theater, the Takarazuka style, and also kabuki. A really like fun, like empowering, female-centered story. And I feel like if you were ever a theater kid, you would eat this manga up. Then I have volumes 1 and 2 of Devil's Line, which is a seinen vampire romance. I watched the anime for this and thirsted over it so much, so I really need to read this manga. I like cannot wait to read this. And we've made it to the bottom shelves, which I have to do handheld, so let's take a look at these. So this stack of manga here is volumes 1 and then 3 through 17 of The Prince of Tennis. I have a video where I talk about my relationship with The Prince of Tennis and how much I love it. So I have that. That's some of my original manga. I have 3 volumes of My Hero Academia, which were a gift. I love the My Hero Academia anime. I don't really think I'm going to collect any more of the manga though. And then I have 1 volume of the Gundam Wing manga, which I got at my very first anime convention, and it is signed by Scott McNeil, the voice actor for Duo Maxwell. I have all 6 volumes of Scott Pilgrim, which is not manga, but feels very much like manga and is amazing. Then I have volumes 1 through 3 of Bride's Story, which is this like seinen fantasy manga that's in these gorgeous hardcover versions. The art for this is just like so detailed, and I cannot wait to read this series. I haven't read it yet, but I'm really excited to, because just like the whole vibe of this looks super cool. Volumes 1 through 13 of D and Angel, which is a childhood manga for me. This manga is something that I loved as a kid, and I just finished reading all of it I think last year, and like it's okay. It's unfinished and it definitely has some problems, but I love the concept of D and Angel and just all the characters. And we have this shorter shelf down here that's kind of sparse. So we have volumes 1 through 3 of Witch Hat Atelier. This one has super amazing detailed artwork, really cool magic system, everything like that. I've kind of put it on the back burner, but I definitely want to pick it up again. Then I have volume 1 of Meizani Koko by Rumiko Takahashi, the same mangaka as Inuyasha. I picked this one up on a whim, haven't read it yet, but I really want to. A lot of classic manga, so I do want to pick this one up soon. I have volumes 1 through 3 of Sweat and Soap, which I am currently reading. I have volume 1 of Fangirl, which I know is not actually manga, but it's based off of my favorite book, so that's in here. I need to get the rest of it. Then I have this one shot by Kaori Ozaki, which is The God's Lie. This is super heartbreaking, kind of crazy manga, so this one is really good. Highly recommend this. Then I have volumes 1 through 3 of The Golden Sheep, also by Kaori Ozaki. Another kind of like heartbreaking story. This is only 3 volumes. Really loved this one. Definitely like trigger warnings for like suicide in here. Definitely opens up with a suicide attempt, so just be warned. Then I have volumes 1 through 5 of Saint Seiya Saintia's Show, which kind of feels like a seinen Sailor Moon type of thing. This is an offshoot of the classic manga Saint Seiya, and this focuses on a team of girls that are protecting the goddess Athena. The art in this is super gorgeous. I love all of their outfits, and I don't think you have to really know much about Saint Seiya. I feel like if you just like look up the Wikipedia page before you read this and if get an idea of what the concept is, then you'll be fine. I haven't read or watched Saint Seiya ever, but I enjoyed this a lot. Then I have volumes 1 through 5. These are all out of order. Apologies for that. Of Banana Fish. I don't read a lot of BL, so I picked this up because, you know, it's a classic, so I wanted to read it. Haven't read it yet, though. Then I have volume 1 of Fire in His Fingertips, which is a very spicy manga that I am not going to be showing the cover of. It is kind of hidden in between here, so if it's on the edge, you'll see it. But I don't know if I'm going to continue with this. It's not really super my thing, like this explicit of manga. So, but I don't know, I'll hang on to it if I need it. Then I have volumes 1 through 4 of Our Dreams at Dusk, which is an LGBTQ plus manga, which is super, super good. I love this. I cried so much in this manga, so definitely recommend this one. And then I have the light novel of My Happy Marriage. I actually thought this was the manga when I picked it up, but I realized after I got it that the manga isn't out yet. But I've never really read a light novel before, so I feel like this would be interesting to read it, especially because I'm going to get the manga too. Then I can't get this all in one shot, but I have my kind of Cardcaptor Sakura clamp shelf right here. Most of the stuff on here is clamp, but there's a few other things too, so let's take a look at this. Alright, so this is kind of like my Cardcaptor Sakura collection with my manga and figures. So let's take a look at this. I have 1 through 5 of the collector's editions of the Cardcaptor Sakura manga. The covers for these are super gorgeous, but I feel like that's where it stops. These are very expensive, and I feel like you don't get a lot. There's like no color pages or anything with these, so I'm a little bit disappointed in this. I have not read these specific ones, but I have read the whole Cardcaptor Sakura manga. Then I have my Brand New World, I think that's what it is, 1/7 scale Sakura figure. It's my pride and joy. I love it so much. I have these two coasters here that I got from Kinokuniya. I have a honey lemon soda and a Sakura Saku, which is Iosaki Saka's new manga. I have a Shaoran Nendroid here. I have this kind of Sakura. I don't know if this is it's like a cheap figure. I think it's like less than $30. But it's still really cute. I like this one a lot. Behind that, I have my Cardcaptor Sakura manga. So some of this is my original manga from back in the day, and some of it is like I had to buy secondhand. I have the Tokyo Pop Collector's editions of the first half of the series, the Cardcaptor Sakura, and then the Master of the Cloud, the second half. Then I have Clear Card. I have volumes 1 through 4 in Japanese. These are all out of order, probably because I was looking at it. So I got these in Japanese. And then I have the rest of the series that's out kind of 5 through 10 in English. And up here I have this really old Kiro figure, or not figures, plushie from when I was a child. And I have some like bootleg cloud cards, and then these little mini blind box figures, and then a little Toya blind box plushie that I got. The next row is my clamp collection, most of it. So we'll start over here. I'm not going to take all of these out of the boxes because it's a lot, but I have the Magic Knight Rayearth collector's editions. These editions are amazing and beautiful, and I love them so much. They're absolutely beautiful. Then I have the Chobits omnibuses, the collector's editions. I've read the first 2 of this in the Dark Horse omnibus version, so I need to finish this up. I've read about half of this series. I have the Dark Horse omnibus of Wish that I started but have not finished yet. And I have Angelic Lair also in the Dark Horse omnibuses. I really like this series. I think it's fun, great for young girls. It's actually a shonen. So then I have volumes 1 through 7 of Tokyo Babylon, which is a iconic clamp series. I read this one. I have a whole vlog on it and discussion on this series. It's really good. Really enjoyed it. There are a few things in it that I don't like, but overall, amazing series. Of course, it's clamp. I have volumes 1 through 3 of Legal Drug, which honestly I feel like I've read like 3 times and don't remember a single thing about it. And then I have volumes 1 through 4 of Gate 7, which is an unfinished clamp series. I hate this series. It's not very good. It's very confusing. And while the art and the costume design is like amazing, of course it's clamp. It's just like the story, it's really kind of insane. In this cube, I don't have any clamp manga, but I have volumes 4 through 9 of Here is Greenwood. This is an extremely out of print, well-loved shoujo manga. It's about a bunch of guys in a dorm, like an all-boys dorm, and they're kind of like hijinks, kind of like Seiho Boys High School. But it's really rare and really hard to get a hold of, so when I saw like 4 through 9, like most of the series in the secondhand store, I just had to pick it up. And I have Mixed Vegetables, which I've read the first 2 volumes of, and I just really don't like this series. I'm kind of like mixed, no pun intended, on whether or not I want to finish it. Just because I think part of it is the style of how manga was written back in the day, but I just did not have a great time with this. So I'm kind of hanging on to it for maybe the future if I want to read it. There are 8 volumes in Mixed Vegetables. I have the rest of my clamp manga. I have up to volume 7 in these Tsubasa omnibuses. I'm not going to pull them all out, but I love Tsubasa because, you know, Sakura and Shaoran supremacy. Really need to catch up on this. This is kind of like the thing that got me back into manga collecting, was just wanting to find out what the heck happened in Tsubasa. Then I have the first omnibus for Magic Knight Rayearth and for Chobits. I don't really know what I'm going to do with these because I do have the collector's editions of these. So I'm just kind of hanging on to them now for who knows what. I have volumes 1 and 3 of Ski, which is a 3-volume clamp series. I'm just kind of holding on to this until I can find volume 2. I have volume 1 of Man of Many Faces, which is a library copy, so kind of got some stickers on there that I don't like, especially on the corner. That's going to be hard, or on the spine, that's going to be hard to get off. I have volume 6 of Kobato, which apparently is really hard to find. I think this is the last volume. I really want to read this series. I feel like the vibes have like really like Cardcaptor Sakura, like art types of vibes, so I really want to read this, but it's just so hard to get a hold of. I have volume 5 of this pocket edition of Cardcaptor Sakura by Tokyo Pop. This is the first edition of it, I think they put it out. But it is like in the flipped format, so it's like, you know, the way American books are read. And finally, this rests on the bottom shelf, but I have this Japanese manga called Material 360. It's 8 volumes long. I just picked it up at Book Off. It was really cheap because I do want to try to read Japanese some more and get better at it. I just haven't gotten around to it. It kind of looks like a cute high school romance series. So, and all the characters look really cool. So that's why I picked it up. I don't know anything about this series. I was just like in the mood for spending money at that time. So I probably should have picked up the Kimi ni Todoke volumes they had, but I picked up this instead. And the last bit is this stack of shame here, which is the manga that I'm probably gonna get rid of. So I have 3 volumes of Horimiya where like it took me so long for the rest of the stuff to get in stock that I just am not feeling it anymore. Didn't really like the anime too much, so I think I'm gonna get rid of these 3 volumes. I have Kiss of the Rose Princess, which just was too chaotic and messy for me. I really didn't like this, so I am gonna get rid of this one. Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts. I know a lot of people like this, but it just wasn't my thing. Mint Chocolate, which is a step-sibling romance that I just could not get into. Besides the step-sibling thing, there's just some story problems with it that I didn't like. And then volumes 1 and 2 of Witch and the Beast, which were just too much outside of what I normally read. I didn't really like it, so I'm gonna get rid of it. These ones are not included in my manga collection count, but I still have them, so I haven't gotten rid of them yet. And that's my manga collection. I hope you enjoyed me going through all of my manga. Sorry it took so long. I feel like I want to do a manga collection every year, and the goal was to do it in January, so then every start of the year you kind of get a basis on what my collection is, and then as I do hauls throughout the year you kind of get like the progression of it throughout the year, but that didn't happen. But hopefully I can do another one in January so I can start that pattern. But I hope you enjoyed my manga collection. If you have any questions about anything that I have in my collection, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer them. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more manga goodness from me. That is all I've got for you guys today. I'm Christy Lou. Till next time, mata ne!